Hello and welcome to the show. I am Joe Tophat. One of the most common storylines in Peanuts is when the kids go to summer camp. This has been the subject of a few specials, like it was A Short Summer Charlie Brown and the movie Race for Your Life Charlie Brown. Camping is such a major deal in Peanuts that one of Snoopy's most well-known personas is Beagle Scout Master. So it didn't surprise me when Apple TV announced they were making a 13-episode series called Camp Snoopy. I was going to do a video reviewing the whole series, but it proved more challenging than I thought because there was so much to talk about. So I decided to review each episode individually, starting with the first one. So without further ado, let's begin. Before talking about the episode itself, I feel it's necessary to tell you about the show's format. Each episode is divided into 2 segments, with a How to Be a Beagle Scout segment in between. The format is very similar to the Snoopy show, though the Snoopy show had 3 segments rather than 2, though I guess you can count the How to Be a Beagle Scout segment as the 3rd one. Now it's time to review the episode. It starts off with Charlie Brown and Sally having a conversation about camp over breakfast. Sally wants some advice on which stuffed toy to bring to summer camp. Charlie Brown tells her to just bring both. It turns out that this is going to be Sally's first year joining her brother to summer camp, and she's looking forward to it. Before anyone says anything, I am aware that previous adaptations had Sally join her brother to summer camp, Race for Your Life Charlie Brown being the great example. A lot of fans tend to forget that the specials and the movies don't really exist in the same continuity. Most of them are meant to be standalone adventures. This is why they rarely do callbacks. There are exceptions to this, but not many. Also, Sally usually dreads the idea of going to summer camp, yet now she's looking forward to it. I have mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, it seems out of character, but on the other hand, it's a nice change of pace. So make that what you will. Anyway, Snoopy receives a phone call from the Beagle Scout headquarters. They are unhappy with the performance of his troops. You see, his troops have failed to earn any merit badge. Unless they can earn a certain number of badges by the end of summer, Snoopy and his troop will be kicked out of Beagle Scouts. Snoopy doesn't take the news very well. First he runs around screaming, then he tries to throw away his uniform and handbook. Woodstock fights him over it. Charlie Brown comes along and reads a passage out of it, basically saying that a Beagle Scout never gives up when faced with a challenge. This inspires Snoopy to try to help his troop earn their badges. He does have some difficulty with his troops, since they want to bring things other than the essentials to camp. Usually, Snoopy only has 4 birds in his troop. This show has 5. That's not unusual, since he occasionally does have 5 birds. Believe it or not, each one of them has a name. Besides Woodstock, who everyone knows, there's Olivier, Conrad, Bill, and Harriet. The show does mention their names, but not in this episode. The first segment ends with the kids and the Beagle Scouts arriving at camp. One of the birds brought along a very long sub for the others. All of them are happy that he did. Now for the How to Be a Beagle Scout segment. This one is about packing a lunch for when you go hiking. The advice it gives is practical, like bringing enough water. I loved how Snoopy's troop didn't understand how to carry water. One of them tried to carry it in his bag while another forgot to unscrew the cap off his canteen when Snoopy was pouring the water. I never carried the canteen with me when I went hiking. I always carried a water bottle. Then there's packing a lunch. Snoopy packed some fruit in his bag, while the others tried to pack a whole watermelon or a ham and pineapple. I loved how they were trying to bring food that won't fit in their bags. They then make some sandwiches, only to have them eaten by some bunnies. Finally, Snoopy just calls for pizza. These days, you probably won't find a payphone nearby, so unless you have a cell phone with good reception, you most likely won't get a pizza. The final segment starts off with Snoopy waking up to a beautiful sunrise. Unfortunately, his troops don't appreciate it. They're too busy enjoying their modern conveniences. I don't know about you, but I think they earn a merit badge for being able to carry all that stuff, especially the TV. Snoopy and Woodstock go to Charlie Brown's cabin to unplug the appliances. After a brief conversation with Charlie Brown, Snoopy decides that the first merit badge his troop should earn is the fishing badge. There is a subplot with Marcy and Peppermint Patty canoeing. Marcy struggles with it at first, but then gets better and even starts to enjoy it. It does tie into Snoopy and his troop trying to earn their badges. Much like Marcy, Snoopy's troop struggled at first. Then they started catching fish. They do a catch and release, which is how I always fished when I was a kid. Only one of them couldn't catch a single fish. Let's just say it's Olivier. No matter how hard he tried, Olivier just couldn't catch any. He even stayed up all night trying. I love the scene where Snoopy puts him to bed, really showing how much he cares about each of the birds. It goes without saying, but each of the birds do earn their fishing badge, except for Olivier. However, Snoopy remembered Charlie Brown telling him that patience and dedication are their own reward, so he decided to give Olivier a special badge for at least trying. I have mixed feelings about this. It kinda seemed like Olivier got a participation trophy, which I'm not a fan of. Don't get me wrong, I think it's important to participate. It's just that I don't think participation alone should be rewarded. Anybody can just show up, but not everyone can catch a ton of fish. Trust me when I say, earning a trophy for something you actually accomplished feels a lot more rewarding than just showing up. This is what I thought at first, but the more I thought about it, the more I don't see it as a participation trophy. Olivier's going beyond and above to catch a fish. Earlier, none of the birds were showing that kind of dedication. I don't think it's meant to be an official badge, but it was nice that Snoopy made it for him, acknowledging that he was putting in the effort. And as the show goes on, Olivier does earn his badges. The first episode of Camp Snoopy is pretty good. It sets up the ongoing story pretty well. I love how Snoopy's troop is under threat of losing their status. The kids have their own stories, though none of them are ongoing. The advice they give in How to Be a Beagle Scout segment is practical, and I love how they were able to make it funny. I'll review the other episodes later down the road. For right now, I'll just say that this is a great start to a new series. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.